When I think about calling, I think about something that is like a gift that is given to you, by God. And perhaps you don't always know it. Perhaps it's your life's purpose to come to know it. And but when you do come to know it, to deny it would be a very painful process. I mean, it's almost virtually impossible. But I do think that there is this idea of God planting in you a gift that it's like a life germ that would begin to motivate you and in some cases agitate you to move beyond maybe your present circumstances or what you're currently doing, and make you uncomfortable until you move into that space, And God says, for example, in our scripture, the Holy Book, the Quran, He says that to each is a goal to which God turns him. Then strive as in a race towards all that is good. And wherever you are, God will bring you, together. So this idea is said to each. It's very specific, it's very particular, very individualized, that God has given a gift to each and every one of us. I wanted to be someone that was making a difference, someone who was important. I want to be like my dad. My dad was also the leader of a congregation when we were kids. And really, it's really what brought us here to Minneapolis. In fact, he was appointed to lead the local Muslim community. So I can remember some times where I would actually be standing next to him while he's speaking. I'm kind of standing with him or sitting very close to him, and perhaps subliminally, subconsciously, that some things were maybe sinking in with me. And there were a couple times where, in fact, I probably thought this was maybe some sort of a dream, but he said no, this actually happened, where he asked me to say some words to the people that had gathered to hear him. And I can vaguely remember doing that. It's so vague, I thought it was, like I said, a dream perhaps. But come to find out, no, he said, no, I used to bring you with me and let you say a few words for a minute or two, before I spoke. And again, these kinds of things, as I go back and replay these scenarios in my mind, I'm certain they had an impact on me, and I trust that he saw something in me that he wanted to nurture and allow me to do that. I would say, like any typical, African American young man in urban America, dealing with a lot of peer pressure and things of that nature. So I had went through some times making bad choices and not hanging with the right people and that sort of thing, and got into little skirmishes. No big trouble, thank God, but just enough to wake me up and say that, and I was through the nurturing of my parents and whatnot, and the urging of them to, to find my purpose. I've come to learn that people come to faith for different reasons. The one is inspiration. A higher power calls you to do something, be bigger than what you are, be more than who you are, etc. And we see that in the stories of Scripture, and then with Noah and Moses and Muhammad and all this kind of thing, all these wonderful figures, Abraham and all them. Then there's, aspiration. We kind of tire of our normal circumstances and we begin to aspire to something more, and we find a home in faith that allows us to work to be our best selves,
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim ghayril maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Amen. The English translation of that is, in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, all praise and thanks be to Allah, the Lord of the Alameen, mankind, jinn, and all that exists, the most gracious, the most merciful, the only owner and the only ruling judge of the day of recompense, the day of resurrection. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help for each and everything. Guide us to the straight way, the way of those on whom you have stored your grace, and not the way of those who have earned your anger and your wrath. And with that, I welcome you to another episode of History, Community Life, and Diversity Muslim Americans in New England. I am Hassan Rashid, your host, and I'll be here with you for the next approximately 25 more minutes. It's excellent being here with you once again. And it's such an awful great achievement to come into your lives like we do here daily at CCTV. Thank you for joining us once again. And I'd like to extend a Happy New Year out to all of you all in our among our viewers and in our viewer space. Happy New Year. Okay, today is the 3rd of January, and I just like to remind you that you should all start preparing for the big, I guess, northeaster. That's what they call it here in New England. There's a big blizzard coming tomorrow, and it's going to start approximately 12 midnight tonight. So you should plenty of time to get set for that, because they say it may last several days. So I don't know. I haven't looked at the weather report, but I definitely heard about the big storm that's coming between midnight and early dawn in the morning. Okay, once again, I greet you with the ancient or universal Islamic greeting of peace, sanity, goodwill, etc., etc., in Islam, in the Arabic language, and that is Assalamu alaikum. Okay, before we get into the subject matter of our broadcast today, I'd like to remind you that the new edition of Open Studio is out. This edition is Cambridge's Open Studio, and will inform you and enlighten you as to what happens here within the studios of CCTV. And there are classes, there's everything here. So you come on in, 438 Massachusetts, and pick up your copy of Open Studio and get informed and be in the know on what's happening here at CCTV for the next 3 months, January, February, and March. This is available absolutely free. Okay, I'm gonna skip over some things and remind you that January is also, the second week in January is also the big MLK celebration here in Cambridge and throughout the United States, I guess, and throughout the world. That's the Martin Luther King Day celebration, and I'm aware of two different celebrations here in Cambridge, but I don't have the list for all of the Martin Luther King celebrations in Eastern Massachusetts and throughout New England, but I do have two that I can share with you. And I know that all the folks there, they want to invite you to all come on out. So you have two options for Martin Luther King Day. And since we're on Martin Luther King Day, CCTV will be closed for Martin Luther King Day. I think they're closing on the 12th and reopening on the 16th. I'm not sure, but I'll give you the number and you can call shortly. Shortly I have the number available for you, so you can call. Okay, the first Martin Luther King event here that's going to take place here in Cambridge is the title of this event is Misremembering Dr. King. That's Thursday, January 18th, 2018, 1 to 2 p.m. And that's they're going to feature a presentation by Miss Jennifer Yanko. And she wrote a book. She has a book out. It's entitled the same as this event, Misremembering Dr. King, revisiting the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King. And I quote one of her, Miss Yanko saying, she says, "We all know the name Martin Luther King Jr., the great American civil rights leader. But most people today know relatively little about King. The campaign against materialism, militarism, materialism, and racism, what he called the giant triplets. So that's a presentation by Miss Dr. Jennifer Yank. I'm going to tell you the location of this event. It's going to be at the Citywide Senior Center, 806 Massachusetts Avenue, Cambridge, Massachusetts, 02139. Our net telephone number is 617-349-6060. And that's Dr. Jennifer Yanko. She's going to be presenting on Remembering Dr. Martin Luther King, Thursday, January 18, 2018, 1 to 2 p.m. at the Cambridge Citywide Senior Center, 806 Massachusetts Avenue, Cambridge, Massachusetts, 02139. So you all come on out and participate in the celebration of one of the greatest men that ever walked the shores of North America. Okay, put it that way. Okay, and that's Miss. Okay, a little bit more about Miss Yanko. If time permits, I can share a little bit. Okay. Dr. Yanko is a visiting researcher at the African Studies Center, Boston University. She holds a master's degree from Harvard School of Public Health, where she specialized in the social and political determinants of health and worked for a number of years as a woman's health advocate. Dr. Yanko has a PhD in linguistics and African studies from Indiana University and has taught for many years for the Boston University African Language Program, focusing on curriculum materials development for Lingala, Hausa, Setswana. She has organized and taught intensive summer language programs in Hausa and Setswana, and recently co-directed a 4-week Fulbright Hayes seminar abroad for U.S. Faculties in Senegal. Yanko spent many years in Niger, involved in various aspects of language education, and served for 2 years as a Fulbright Senior Lecturer in Linguistics at the University de Niamey. She is the author of the recent book, Remembering Dr. Martin Luther King, Revisiting the Legacy of Martin Luther King Jr., 2014, Indiana University Press. So you can come up and find out what Dr. Yanko is all about in person. She's going to be at the Citywide Senior Center, 806 Mass, on Thursday, January 18, 2018, 1 to 2 p.m. So you make sure it's going to be quite an event, so you make sure you get on out there and see that. Okay, but 2 days before that, that's the Martin Luther King Jr. Day celebration, Tuesday, January 16th. The Central Square branch, I think this is going to be, the Central Square Branch Public Library. Okay, this is another event. This is 43rd annual. Now, this is an annual, this event is perennial. It happens every year. And this is a 43rd segment of it, or a section or take. Okay, Martin Luther King Jr. Day celebration, Tuesday, January 16, 6:30 p.m. Central Square branch. You join the folks to celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. King with speaker Reverend Irene Monroe, introduced by Mayor Denny Simmons, performed by the Cambridge Community Chorus. Okay, so they're going to have light refreshments are going to be provided. So if you'd like additional information on this one, you can go to the website, cambridgepubliclibrary.org. That's January 16, 6:30 p.m. Central Square Branch Public Library. That's a Martin Luther King Day, MLK. This is the official MLK celebration. This is the Mayor Denise Simmons is going to be there. Okay, so this is the official one. That's January 16, 6:30 p.m. Central Square Library. Now, and the good news too about you folks that love fresh produce and everything, the Cambridge Winter Farmers Market is back. Well, it will be back in full swing. That's a Winter Farmers Market, and they're from January 6th to April 17th. So there's a few more days, and they'll be ready with all of the fresh produce that your heart desires. Okay. They're going to be inside the gymnasium of Cambridge Community Center. That's 5 Calendar Street, Cambridge, Massachusetts, 02139, 5 blocks from the Central Square T stop. So that's just about 5 blocks from CCTV, too. Local produced eggs, fish, meat, baked goods, warm drinks, prepared food, also featuring live music, arts and crafts, family-friendly events each and every week. The market welcomes and matches both SNAP, SNAP is which is the new name for the former food stamp program, and HIP benefits. Please contact NAPS at cambridgecc.org for more details. That's NAPS, that's ANNAPS at cambridgecc.org for more detail. That's so you can go to the Winter Farmers Market directly to their website, and that's www.cambridgewinterfarmersmarket.com. Cambridge Winter Farmers Market. So there's about 3 more days in a wake up, and you go down to 5 Calendar Street, Cambridge, Mass, and get all the produce and that your little heart desires. Okay, the Boston Islamic Seminar. They want me to remind you that their spring registration is just about in effect for classes at the Boston Islamic Seminar. So registration for the spring 2018 semester is open, okay? And that's the message that they wanted me to convey to you. And click here, okay? So that's if you like additional information, go to www.bostonislamicseminar.org/course registration. Let me just give you a little idea of some of the courses they're going to be teaching there. And that's offering, that's Quranic methodology towards effective communications by Dr. Basuni Niha, who's a former imam at the Cambridge Islamic Center here. And he's teaching now over in Boston, okay? A prophetic portrait, a study of the Samuels of the Prophet Muhammad, Ustad Hassim Mahmud, okay? Foundation Objectives of Sacred Law, Quiet Maqsad. Dr. Suhail Lahir, he used to be the imam at MIT here in Cambridge, okay? There's the Islamic Bioethics by Dr. Ayman Ibrahim, Women Around the Prophet, Analysis of Surah Al-Ahzab, okay? And so if any of those titles interest you, I advise you to check them out more thoroughly at the www.bostonislamicseminary.org. Okay, there's one more here. There's Ustad Omar Bajwa, and he'll be teaching Islam and global media. So that's the bostonislamicseminary.org, and their spring lineup of courses. I like to, before we get off the air here, I'd like to share some information with you all on narcissism, and this is narcissism from the Islamic perspective, okay? I know you never heard of that before, but I want to share this video with you as much as I can, and it's about narcissism from the Islamic perspective. So hold on, tolerate me for a little while till I get this on.
In the name of Allah, the Compassionate, the Merciful. Today I was going over a little subject which is of interest to me, and it's about narcissism. Now, the Arabic term that I use for this is ujb, and that's not a literal translation. Ujb is defined as a feeling of exaggeration of one's virtues and good deeds coupled with a sense of superiority. So one thinks that he's extra special, that his good deeds are better than that of the good deeds of others, and he feels that he's superior to others, he's better than others, he's more virtuous than others. There's a couple hadiths that I'm going to mention. Both of them, from the commander of the faithful, Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. The first one states, the one into whose heart ujb enters is destined to be destroyed. The second tradition that we have from Imam Ali alayhi salam is that the person who considers himself to be great in the eyes of God is worthless. Now, alhamdulillah, whenever in Islam we have something that is negative, right, a negative trait, there's a way to cure ourselves of it.
Okay, in the weeks to come, I'm sure you'll be hearing more about narcissism from the Islamic point of view. But I had to stop that video because there's something here that's on my mind and I'd like to share with you. All you folks out there that are followers of the late and great Imam Warped Muhammad out here in eastern Massachusetts and New England. Well, I want to remind you that Savior's Day is coming up pretty soon. You know what Savior's Day? Well, in future episodes, I'm gonna explain, break that down, Savior's Day in detail to you all. But right now, I want to remind all you folks who are in the know about Savior's Day. This is the Ministry of Imam W.D. Muhammad and Mosaic. They want you to join them in celebration of Savior's Day. The theme of this year's 2018 Savior's Day is rising towards the full excellence of human potential in the land of plenty. Okay, that's February 24th, 2018, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Commemorative program, Hadith Award, Night of Jazz. That's the community of Ibn W.D. Muhammad and those associated with the legacy of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad are celebrating Savior's Day the weekend of Saturday, February 24th, 2018. So, I extend a happy Savior's Day to you. Oh, okay, I'm gonna get the location, okay? This is all of our brothers and sisters, special thanks to you and do us for our Muslim pioneers. They wanted me to convey that to you too. So this is, they're gonna be at the Southern University at New Orleans, 6400 Press Drive, New Orleans, Louisiana, saviorsday.net if you want additional information, or themoscares.com. Or you can call 708-679-1587, or you can write P.O. Box 15, Madison, Illinois 60443. So if you're into Savior's Day, this year's Savior's Day celebration by the Ministry of Imam D. Muhammad and the Mosaic people is going to be down in New Orleans. So you should be hearing more about that in the weeks to come right here at your History of Community Life and Diversity of Most Americans in New England. One more thing now, one more big event that's getting ready to come off, and this is the first annual Black American Muslim Conference. That's March 17 to 18. And this is going to be held on, I think this is going to be out in California. So, okay, so right now, that's the first annual Black American Muslim Conference, March 17 to 18, 2018. March 17 to 18, 2018. The theme is Empowerment Through Healing. Okay, and it's going to be at the, okay, let's see the contact information here. Okay, let's see it. Okay, the conference will be held on the weekend of March 17, 18, 2018 at the Institute of Knowledge in Diamond Bar, California, 30 minutes from Los Angeles, California. So if you'd like additional information on this first annual Black American Muslim Conference, you can go to the website www.lampostproductions.com. Okay, I'm Hassan Rashid, and you know it's always excellent being here with you, and it's such a great achievement to come into your lives like we do here daily at CCTV. Thank you for allowing us to come your way once again. So until next time, I leave you the fact that the superior wisdom can never be subjected by inferior wisdom. So until next time, I leave you with the international cordial of peace and greetings. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Okay. Alrighty.
And then there's desperation. I've bumped my head a lot of times, trying to do things on my own and go down pathways that weren't conducive for my success. And, I've came to a realization that, I need to, follow guidance. I need to give myself to a life that will elevate me, because on my own, left to my own devices, I'm in my own way, so to speak. And I think there was maybe a combination of that for me. So I think the combination of the skirmishes, the trouble that I got into, and then my aspirations to be better than what I am, really I think propelled me to look at faith and to re-examine my faith, and really to embrace it for myself.
And there's a number of ways that Allah has listed to cure ourselves of this trait, and I'm only going to mention 3 of them. One of them is to analyze one's intentions and actions. We know that we're supposed to do everything for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if we analyze our intentions, we look at the reasons behind the actions that we perform. If we realize that we're doing them for ourselves and not for Allah, then we need to rectify that. We need to change that. And this will help us destroy our nafs, break our nafs, and help us escape our nafs, ourselves, and migrate to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The second thing is that we should remember that life, power, and knowledge all stem from Allah. We are not independent in our existence. Whenever Allah wants, He can take it away from us. We're not independent in our power. We would not